Greetings YouTube. Today we're taking a look at a pair of Keen utility canvas boots. I did a little search online and I cannot find these things anywhere online. So I get the feeling that they may be no longer in production. I got these because a coworker, my wife's coworker, didn't like them. They were too wide for him, he said. And so he passed them on to my wife because he knows that I'm a Keen fan. I like Keen shoes because of the large toe box and the overall quality of Keen. I've never really been disappointed with a pair of Keens. So I brought them home, and she brought them home and let me have them try, and I really like them. These are 9.5 double E's, and I like a wide toe box, both because I just think it's better for my feet, as I like space, but I have neuropathy. I can't feel most of my feet, so having a little bit of space around my toes, as long as I've got my boot locked in, heel locked in place, and got the proper kind of tension in here, I'm okay if there's a little bit of, air around my toes. I'm quite comfortable with that. Also, in the warmer weather, having a pair of canvas um, uh, shoes is a nice thing. Now you'll note here, this is slightly discolored because I just came in from the rain. It's literally got water on the bottom because I just came in from the outside and it is raining at the moment. I just remembered I wanted to film this. So, whoops, I just realized I'm not using that. Sorry. Um, and I happen to really like these things thoroughly. It says EH. I don't know what the EH on the bottom says. Keen. It's got a nice overall lug. It's not super deep, but these are supposed to be like jungle type style boots. Canvas, the designs, if you get them wet, they just drain on, the water drains out. And speaking of water draining out, there is the eyelets for that. And the nice thing about these particular eyelets is that there are filters here. Both of these have little screens on them so that water will get out and you will not get a lot of debris in. You would have to be a very fine powder to get through the screening in those weep holes. Now, this is designed to be both worn like this with the tops snap down, or you undo that and you pull it all the way up, and now you have a more of a conventional uh, boot, and the tongue goes all the way up, and when you're not using the tongue, it stays down, and you see the Keen logo in the front. Now, I've been wearing these with this folded down. The laces, because they're designed for both modes, are very long because they have to just be able to be used if you decide to take them all the way up, because that's an additional two more eye holes. So that's a fair amount of more lace that needs to be used than when you're wearing them in the lower configuration. But I don't mind that. Why? Because when I put them on, I fold this up, I pull it tight, I wrap it around my ankle, then tie it, fold it back down, fold this down, and I'm good to go. Because I wear boots, like lugger style boots at work, and I'm very used to having a fairly firm feeling around my ankle, because I can still feel that. And so I like the fact that I can cinch it up a little bit around my ankle by having that wrapped around, something that you would automatically get if you'd had wearing them like this and you were lacing them all the way up. So the lacing does not become an issue. Once I've wrapped it around, it's pretty much the standard length that you find in any kind of shoe or any kind of work, hiker and things like that. So that's like basically how I'm using these as like, light hikers, just tooling around. Today I went out and ran some errands, wore these with me. And if I want to do light hiking, this is the kind of thing that I would wear in the summertime because it's, again, breathable, canvas, gets wet. I don't care. It's designed for that purpose. The water will squish out. I wear wool socks 100% of the time, so merino wool. So I'm okay with my feet get wet. I'm all set, particularly if I'm wearing shoes that are designed to let the moisture out. So that doesn't bother me in the least. It does have a protective band here of rubber on the toe, as well as a nice, in the back, this has got a nice cup. The cup comes up to about here. So you've got a nice cup in here, and when I do put these on, I do use a shoehorn just because I don't want to deform that when I'm putting them on. you get better, wear and tear out of your boots if you take it, your shoes if you take care of them. I have a really nice long arm, full steel shoehorn I use. That way I don't have to bend down. It goes right in there. Um, and I'm very happy with these. I just don't think they're going to be available anymore, which is a real pity because I really like these. I'm not saying I would go out and buy another pair myself right now. That wouldn't be a horrible choice, but I would like to be able to say, hey, these are great boots. Why don't you go out there and get yourself a pair? Because I'm not sure if you could, in fact, go out and get yourself a pair at this point in time because I don't know if they're available anymore. However, if you got lucky enough to find them in an off-brand place, like was it Sierra Club, or I think it's like Sierra something. It's like they sell overstock things like that. We have one in Bedford, New Hampshire that I go to. I buy a lot of my socks there. Um, and or you just happen to get lucky and find them, on some discount rack at a shoe store. You might want to look into these as an option for warm weather non-safety requirements. Obviously, if you need safety shoes, these are not going to be your big thing. This is canvas. It's got no safety in it. I would not wear these to work. I couldn't wear them to work. I wouldn't even wear these in my shop because when I'm in my shop, I wear safety shoes when I'm down there because I like to be on the safe side. I have dropped many things over the years, and I would like to keep my toes exactly where they are. And I've also gotten very good at, when things fall, moving my feet out of the way regardless because it never hurts. Because I actually have driven a utility knife into the top of my boots. Thankfully, it didn't do anything, but it did stick in. Well, look at that. Put that out of my boot. Um, and making sure that when you drop said utility knife, you never try to grab it. Remember, a falling knife has no handle. Important lesson in life. It can be applied in many ways, but sometimes literally. Um, but yeah, I like these Keen utilities. I would in fact probably look at the Keen utility line because there's more than one Keen utility boot model. If I were ever in the market for another type of Keen boot, most of the time I just stumble upon them at like thrift shops and things like that, and I get lucky. Um, but if I were ever to find myself on the market, the Keen utility line may be something I would be interested in. So if any of you folks out there have any of the Keen utilities, I'd like to know about it. If you have this particular model, tell me if they're still available because I don't think they are, because I haven't been able to find even a picture of these things anywhere online. But I really like the things. In fact, you can see that the canvas is already starting to dry on me, which is kind of nice. I really like these things, and I will be wearing them until they give up the ghost. And with Keens last a good long time. I can usually get 2 or 3 years out of a pair of Keens, and I wear them on a regular basis. Sorry, so let's talk about our favorite types of Keens. What do you wear? What do you like? And have you ever seen these?